Jay Nash und Josh Day sind die Contenders und sind heute bei uns zu Gast. Ja, wir haben ja schon wunderschöne Musik gehört. Maybe Katie von dieser EP, so sieht's aus, ein wunderschönes Album mit Songs drauf, die wir noch weiter hören werden in Akustikversionen. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I have to get to the very first question. It's very important. I seem to have I read through the lines in your bio that whiskey had a lot to do with you guys getting together and playing music.
We are giving that impression, huh? It might have had something to do with it.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. You guys have been playing together since 2012, but you've known each other a lot longer than that. When was the first time you guys met?
I think I would contest that the first time that we met was 2003. Mm-hmm. I had a day job of booking a club called Room 5 mm-hmm. in Los Angeles. And one of the first acts that I booked there was a girl named Sarah Bareilles, who is now ascended to international pop stardom mm-hmm. to some extent, and Josh was her drummer. So I think that was our first meeting, and then we kind of became friends in the Los Angeles music scene. And so...
Is that even possible in Los Angeles? Because we were just talking about it. I live in Los Angeles, and finding friends in a place like Los Angeles is kind of hard. How did you guys know that you guys connected?
Well, I think there's just a community amongst musicians anyway, mm-hmm. you know, and you find those people, you find your family of folks that you know are cut, you know, for lack of better terminology, cut from the same cloth. You're all thinking, you know, on the same page. Very creative folks.
This was a fortunate time to be in Los Angeles because this was the beginning of a really kind of burgeoning singer-songwriter scene. There was a lot of artists that kind of grew up out of that scene at the same time that, you know, were starting to have music placed on the, you know, American TV shows like Grey's Anatomy and then, you know, pop stars like Katy Perry and Sarah and One Republic and all these. Everybody was kind of playing in the same scene and supporting each other. So a lot of these nights would be, they'd start out with, you know, there'd be maybe one act playing, but half the crowd would be musicians and songwriters. And by the end of the night, there's 20 people on stage, and everybody's playing on each other's records. So it was kind of a fun time to be there.
And it also, I mean, at the end of the night, the music may be over, and you continue to just hang until the early morning hours, and you just create this family of musicians. It's pretty fantastic.
Let me translate a little bit for our viewers. Also, die haben sich 2003 kennengelernt, als Jane nämlich Room 5 also gebucht hat, Bands für diese Location in L.A. Und da haben sie sich schon kennengelernt, haben schon gemerkt, die verstehen sich gut. Das war eine Zeit in L.A., wo sich viele Bands zusammengetan haben und auch sehr bekannt geworden sind von One Republic oder über Katy Perry. Und ich habe auch vorher am Anfang gefragt, ob Whiskey eine große Rolle gespielt hat bei ihrem Kennenlernen. Und sie haben gesagt, ja, auf jeden Fall. Dazu werde ich noch ein bisschen was fragen, aber dazu gleich erst. You guys did kind of different kinds of music before you got together. How would you say you've combined both of the styles?
Well, you know, I spent 10 years as a solo singer-songwriter, and while to some extent I was making the music that I wanted to make, I always wanted to be in a band, and I always was missing the element of harmony and the idea of building songs on a rhythmic backbone. And I think we found some common ground in our affection for the band, which is Levon Helm and Robbie Robertson, Richard Manuel, Rick Danko, and Garth Hudson. And I think we both had the idea, like, we could make some cool music together. This came out of touring on my last solo record, which I released in 2013. I hired Josh to play drums, and we went around and played, I think, 60 shows all over the U.S. and Europe. And we found that we actually had a real nice resonance with our voices, and we were just having a lot of fun making music. So we decided to give it a try, writing songs, and that was the session. Our first session of writing produced our debut EP, Meet the Contenders.
And it obviously worked very well because it's beautiful music on the EP. I read about you, Jay, that when you were 11, you heard the Grateful Dead and Cat Stevens, and that kind of changed your life because you were in a dark place when you were 11, and it kind of opened your eyes that music's going to change everything. Who was it, and what age was it when you realized that music is really important for your soul?
Well, I think I was beating on pots and pans in my grandmother's kitchen when I was very, very young, and got my first drum set when I was 7, and there was just no other question as to what I didn't have that many interests besides playing the drums and playing music, and took piano lessons, did all that, went through college, found out I could actually major in drums in college, and I thought, that's
cool.
The coolest thing ever. So it's been a lifelong path, and even in middle school and high school, I had the thought of, I really want to, I can see myself touring the world playing the drums, and it is a dream come true, and that's what what I bring to this. This is my first kind of project, a 50-50 project together where we're writing all the songs. But normally I'm a sideman. I'm a drummer, and I play with a lot of different people and toward the world that way. So it's a different dynamic altogether. And but early on, to answer your question, early on, I became huge fans of Levon Helm, the band, all these, the Grateful Dead as well. All these roots, real, just feel good musicians and drummers, and that's how it all. That's what it keeps. Keep going.
Absolut. Also Jay hat mit 11 gemerkt, dass er Musik spielen will, weil er den Grateful Dead gehört hat und Cat Stevens, als es ihm gerade nicht so gut ging, so Anfang der Pubertät und so. Und dann hat er gesagt, Musik öffnet meine Seele und macht mich glücklich. Und bei Josh war das so, dass er schon mit 7 bei seiner Oma zu Hause auf irgendwelchen Töpfen zu Hause rumgeschlagen hat und gesagt hat, das ist super, das will ich für immer machen. Und als er dann gemerkt hat, dass er das auch noch studieren kann, war alles gemacht. Und jetzt findet er es ganz toll, dass er nicht nur als Drummer hinter einer Band steht, sondern gemeinsam mit Jay die Songs schreibt für The Contenders. When you guys are sitting in the studio or on tour, is that how you kind of get the inspiration to write songs? Is that where it comes from, or is it from your family, or is it both of you together? What is it?
Well, over the last few years, rather than getting up every morning and trying to write a song, what I do personally is I kind of keep a log of a journal of ideas. I store a lot of ideas on an iPhone, and just as they kind of occur. And then what we end up doing together is we'll set time, and we've done it just like the last 2 years. In December, we set aside a week to write songs, and we'll just kind of mine from this big chest of ideas and just see, all right, is this any good? All right, okay, this sounds interesting. It's got something there. There's something there that's resonant, or maybe Josh will have an idea of a concept for a song, and then we kind of set aside specific time for writing. But it's certainly, the music is informed by experiences on the road, relationships of all kinds, and
life.
Everything. We absorb the life around us, and as a songwriter, you reflect that out into music.
I would say good personality, talent, and a little bit of whiskey, and you get a band like the Contenders. Thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you
so much. Sie werden jetzt gleich noch ein bisschen spielen. Wir zeigen euch jetzt mal was von der Produktion des Albums Anfang des Jahres. Und in der Zeit stellen Sie sich hin und dann hören wir noch ein bisschen Live-Musik hier im Studio bei der NRW Late Night.